Welcome back to Boomer's Playground, and today we are going to continue with the Etch a Sketch. We did finish the kind of core responsibilities of the project, but now I want to go over this optional stuff. The other video was about 40 minutes long, so we're getting a little long-winded there, and I wanted to kind of short it up. So let's do these. So here they want us to either do a random number, or sorry, a random value, or we only want to add 10% of black so that only after 10 passes is the square completely black. So let's see if we can figure these guys out. Okay, so the random number one should be pretty easy. I'm thinking, so what we'll want to do is we're going to need to use like math.random. We'll get some random numbers, and we can use the RGB CSS property. And so we have a number from 255, it's from 0 to 255. And then we can do RGB, the red, the green, the blue, and then if we have an alpha, so that's like the opacity, so like 10%, 20%, whatever. So what I'm thinking we can do is we can probably create a function up here. So we'll do create random RGB, and we don't even need to pass in any parameters. Let's just do our const r is going to equal math.floor math.random times 256. And the reason we're doing this is we want 0 to 255. So math.random is going to give you a number 0 up to but not including 1. So what this means is I'm doing a math.floor, so we're going to get, so it'll always be 0 if it was just math.random, because math.random only gives you, again, 0 up to but not including 1. So if we were to do this, will always be 0. Oh, maybe not. What? Oh, because I didn't do, that's my bad. Yeah, so we're always going to get 0 because, again, math.random will never be 1. So it's always going to be 0.9999999 at the most. And if we do a floor to that, we're just going to get 0. So if you do math.floor and then we do math.random, whatever you want to times it by, you will only ever get 1 below what this number is. Because, again, it will, math.random will never be 1. So we're never actually going to get the number 256. We will only ever get 255.9 whatever. And so this will give us 0 to 256, or sorry, 255, which is what we want for that RGB value. So here we'll just do 256, and then we can just repeat that, and then we can do RG, and we'll do B, and then here we can just return yeah, I'm trying to think, how do we want to do this? So we could just return RGB, we should be good there. Then in here we can do what's called destructuring, and we will now have so we will now have RG and B will have random numbers there. So here we can just console log this to make sure we're getting what we think we're getting. Okay, cool. And you'll see, you guys can see down here, that we're just getting random values at that. So that's perfect. All right, so now we can use those values, and instead of doing background color of black, do dot style dot RGB. I'm not sure how to set that. Set RGB with JavaScript. Oh, okay. So we can just do. We could just do something like that, and we can just do. We'll do const background color. RGB is going to be R. G. And it's going to be B. And then here we can just do BG color, and let's change this to background, and let's see if this works or not. I'm honestly not sure if it's going to work. I've never done this before. Oh snap, it does. Oh, freaking sweet. Okay. Okay, so just to recap kind of what we did there is we created a function that's all it's doing is just creating a number from 0 to 255. And again, this works because math.random is going to give us 0 up to but not including 1. And we're doing a math.floor. So whatever number we times it by, we'll never actually get this number. We'll get just below it. So we're actually, the max number we could get is 255. Then we're going to return those. And then here we're just destructuring what that is. So now we have those values, and we're just creating a RGB string with the values that we want. And then we're adding that to the background there. So I'm not going to lie, that was a little quicker than I was expecting. But I hope you guys followed through with that one. So that was the first optional. And now the second optional is going to be to only add 10%. So, all right. So what RGB is black? I think it's 25, 25, 25. Or 255, 255, 255. Nope, so it's 0, 0, 0. That's what black is. Okay, so we have 0, 0, 0, and then we have a thing here, the last one, which is that A or that alpha value. And that's going to be the percentage at which the opacity is. So dot 1, or yeah, so the A, the alpha, dot 1 is going to be 10%, dot 2 is going to be 20%, 1, the whole number 1 will be 100%. So what we want to do is, oh man, so we're going to need to know what its prior value was. So let's do, and this will be, and I'm actually going to turn this, no, let's just leave it as is. And this will be, So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. So we're not going to need that anymore. This will be, I mean, really at this point we could just do RGB 000.1. And I think we should, this should work, but it's only gonna do 10% one time, and it's just gonna keep adding 10% to it, so we're not getting anything extra as we're looping over, or as we're hovering over it. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to grab the original value. So grab RGB value of elements JS. Let's see. Okay, so that's already too much for me. I guess let's log this grid box and see what we have access to. And so this right here, you know, I went to Stack Overflow. There was a lot of crap on there, and I really just want to play around and I want to see what I have access to. So here you'll see we have the box, which is fine. And then let's move it to the right here. So let's hover over it again and see if we get, okay, so we got that width, and let's see. Okay, so we do have an RGB value. So I'm thinking we can probably grab that. So that's going to be in the attributes style. That's going to be weird to get to, because then we're going to have to parse all this other crap. Let's see. And we have style. And I'm trying to see what do we got here. Ooh, so we have a style.background color. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So you have some sort of opacity. Let's get down to the 0 or the O's. I'm trying to think if, yeah, since it's a part of that. Ooh, that's what we could do. Oh, okay, that's what we'll do. Okay. Alright, so every time we go over it, we're going to make it black. So now we're just going to have just a black box, which that's not what we want, but that's fine. But what we can do is we can do grid box dot, we can set an opacity in and of itself. It doesn't have to be a part of the RGB. So I think that's what it is. It might not be, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so that is it. Perfect. Okay. So then what we can do is let's just get current opacity, which is going to equal gridbox.style.opacity. And then what we can do is we can change this to be current opacity plus .1. Okay, so not exactly what I was expecting, which is fine. I wonder if it's because the first time, let's see. I wonder if it's because the first time it's not a thing, so it's an empty string. All right. So here we can do if current opacity, which means it is a value. Then we can add it. Otherwise, we can just do gridbox.style.opacity equals .1. It's not working either. All right, I gotta. Let me go take a break real quick. I gotta use the bathroom and fill up my drink, and then we'll finish up where we were at. Okay, so I'm back. Let's see, what am I doing wrong here? And so I'm wondering if, since this current opacity seems to be giving us a string, I'm wondering if that might be part of the issue. So let's see. Okay, so that's not it. So let's do... let's see what we get here. Okay, so that is what the problem is. So you'll see here, because it's a string, we're adding 0.1, so all that's ever going to happen is, yeah, we're just not getting this a lot. So okay, so what we need to do is so if current opacity is a thing, we need to turn this into a number. And then I guess I probably should have clarified this a teeny tiny bit, but with strings, so with like a number, you do 1 plus 1 and you get 2. Pretty straightforward, right? But if you do 1 plus 1, you get, it's concatenation, so you're making it just another string. So the reason I did this number is this should be, it's a string of 0.1, but we can't add a number to a string. So if we have 0.1 and we try and add the number of 0.1, we get this weird concatenation issue. So that's why I'm switching it to a number. Oh yeah, see? Yeah, that's totally what it was. Oh man, that's super cool. Okay, cool. All right, so it looks like we got that one done too. So our big thing was this current opacity. So when we're grabbing the element, it's a string. And you can't add a number to a string, so we had to convert it to a number here. Also, instead of trying to use the alpha part right here, and then we would have had to have like parsed the CSS style, it would have been a big pain in the butt. So I just wanted to apply just the opacity itself. And so now every time you go over, it's going to run. It's going to see if current opacity is a thing. And the reason that I'm doing this is the first time through, current opacity is going to be an empty string. And you can't really, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what happened if you did number to that. Oh, okay. Well, oh wow. Oh, I guess so. Well, I guess we didn't really need this if check. I just instinctually did it. Just because it's one of those things you want to be, you want to, my manager, Alex, he's always got a really good saying. He's like, even when you're working with people on the same team, you want to always assume their code is out to attack you. And it's not because it truly is, but it's just going to make you think about these weird edge cases that may or may not happen. And so that's pretty much what I was doing, is I was checking to see if current opacity was empty. Because if it was empty, I thought trying to turn it into a number was going to break it. But I guess that makes sense since a empty string is considered a falsy value. And as is 0. So I guess that does kind of make sense. So, all right, let's refresh this and let's see if it still works, which I think it should, but, oh yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay, well let's push this up. What do we change? We just changed a bunch of crap there. That's fine. Added random color for background and did 10% opacity on each mouse. Enter. Perfect. So awesome. Well, those were the two optional ones that we just did there. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.